Welcome to English Podcast. Subscribe our channel for more update.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to get into something that, well, it might sound a bit technical, maybe a bit like grammar homework, but it's actually, I think, kind of the secret handshake for sounding natural in everyday English. We're talking about phrasal verbs. We're going to unpack these little guys and, show why they're just so vital for sounding authentic, fluent, really.
You're absolutely spot on. And once you really start tuning your ear in, you just hear them everywhere. They really are the backbone of casual chat, everyday conversation. And yeah, often the meaning is way more than just the sum of the parts.
Totally. So for this deep dive, our source material is this really great conversation we found from the SpeakUp Sessions English Podcast. Their whole angle is making phrasal verbs feel simple and fun. Yeah. So our mission here is to take their big list, kind of organize it, pull out the best bits, and make learning them fast and hopefully pretty enjoyable for you. We want to show not just the what, the definition, but the why they matter, and how you can start using them right away.
Exactly. It's about unlocking that next level, that nuance that makes your English just sound and feel more native. And there's some cool surprises too, like you mentioned. Some phrasal verbs just hang around, even when the literal action doesn't happen anymore, like hang up. I mean, nobody physically hangs a phone on a hook now.
Right.
But we all still say it. It's stuck.
That's such a perfect example, isn't it? Shows how deep they run. Okay, so let's kick things off thinking about, just your daily life, your routine. It's kind of amazing how many basic things, especially when you first start your day, use phrasal verbs, take those first moments, you wake up, stop sleeping, and then usually right after, you get up, rise from bed. They often go together.
And what's really fascinating there is how these immediate, almost automatic actions have such specific verbs. Wake up isn't just become conscious. It has that feeling of emerging from sleep, that transition. And get up is the physical act, leaving the bed. It feels natural because it describes the process so well.
Yeah, exactly. And it just keeps going as you sort of move through your morning. You might turn on the lights or later turn off the TV or the radio. That turn off pair is everywhere. And it's always what we say, isn't it? You'd never say, activate the light in casual chat.
Right. It highlights that key thing about phrasal verbs that capture the idiomatic way people actually speak. Makes you sound less formal, more well integrated.
Mm-hmm.
And think about getting dressed. You put on your clothes, and later, maybe you take off your shoes when you get home. Basic daily actions. And it extends to keeping your space tidy, too. You clean up your room, or you throw away the trash. Notice the particles there. Up, often meaning completion, like you finish cleaning. And away usually means removing something, discarding it.
That's a great point about the particles, actually. They change everything.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. What about navigating the world, searching for things, caring for people? I mean, we're always looking for something, right? Keys, phone, that missing sock.
And that brings up a crucial point. The particle isn't just tacked on. It totally transforms the meaning. It's not just an add-on. So you have look for, meaning search, but change it slightly to look after. And suddenly it means to take care of someone or something. Like, can you look after my cat while I'm away? It's got that sense of responsibility, of kindness.
Wow, yeah. The difference is huge just from one little word. And sticking with navigating our world, what about bumping into people? Social stuff. Like you might run into an old friend at the supermarket. That unexpected meeting.
Right, the element of surprise.
But then sometimes you plan a visit. Maybe it sounds a little old-fashioned now, but you might still call on someone. Like, I think I'll call on my aunt this weekend. It's a bit formal, maybe, but still friendly, still used.
And those examples lead us right into communication, don't they? If you miss someone's call, what do? You call back. Sorry I missed you. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. It's automatic. And then the classic end to a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
We hang up, even on our mobiles. It just shows how these phrases get baked into the language, yeah? Technology changes, the phrase stays.
It really does. Okay, so moving beyond just like immediate interactions, what about bigger movements, progress, journeys? Like if you're heading out, say, to a coffee shop, you might ask a friend, want to come along?
Mm-hmm. Join us.
Yeah, inviting them to join.
And when you actually start that journey, whether it's a big trip or just heading out for the day, we set off for the mountains really early. These verbs kind of frame our intentional movements, our plans, gives them a starting point.
Okay, that covers moving.
Mm-hmm.
But what about giving things or determination, sticking with something? You might give away clothes you don't wear anymore, maybe to charity, giving for free. Simple.
And that brings up a really interesting one. Give up. Because it has two key meanings, doesn't it?
Right.
You can give up something, like stop doing it. I need to give up eating so much sugar.
Right. A habit.
Or, and this one's quite powerful, you can give up on something, meaning you stop trying. We often tell people don't give up on your goals. It's about perseverance or the lack of it. That dual meaning is key.
And the perfect opposite of giving up. Keep going.
Yeah.
That's carry on.
Exactly. Keep doing what you were doing.
So let's carry on with this deep dive. There's more to explore.
Let's do it. It really does emphasize persistence.
Oh.
Okay, what about finding things unexpectedly or solving problems? You know, sometimes you just come across something totally by chance, maybe an old photograph in a book, that accidental find.
Oh, I like that one, serendipity. And how about inventing things? Or even like fixing arguments. You could make up an excuse if you're late. Inventing a story.
Mm-hmm.
But makeup also means to reconcile after you've had a fight with someone. They argued, but they made up later.
It's a fantastic example of how flexible these verbs are. Same words, totally different meanings depending on the context. You really have to pay attention. And thinking about reading or working, if you quickly scan a document, you just look through it, not reading every word.
Right, skimming.
Yeah. And for mental challenges like a puzzle or a difficult question, you try to figure out the answer. You solve it.
And socially, how do we talk about having a good relationship with someone? We say you get along with them.
That's it. She gets along well with her colleagues. It signals that smooth, positive interaction. Shows how these verbs cover everything from daily tasks to, well, complex relationships.
Okay, so moving into some really practical stuff now. Trying new things or just popping in to see someone.
Well, if you're testing something, maybe a new app or a recipe, you try it out.
Yeah, try out that new restaurant.
Exactly. And for those quick, casual visits, you might drop by a friend's house. No big plan, just stopping in.
Spontaneous. I like that contrast. And okay, more formal things like paperwork or having ideas.
Right. For forms, you usually fill out or fill in the details. Pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
And when that light bulb moment happens, when you have a great new idea, you come up with it. She came up with a brilliant solution. Captures that moment of creation.
And life throws challenges, right? Phrasal verbs cover those too. You could be held up in traffic, delayed.
Yeah, something stopping your progress.
Or you might have a tricky situation you need to deal with. Manage it, handle it.
And after being sick, you need to get over the illness, recover.
It's amazing how specific they are. Like reviewing notes for a test, you go over them. Carefully check.
And reflecting. Thinking about the past. You think back to your childhood, maybe.
And simple things, like quickly writing a note, you jot down the phone number.
Or shopping for clothes, you need to try on the jeans before you buy them.
Yeah.
See if they fit. Super practical.
Definitely. And the opposite of making plans, canceling them.
Yes. If an event is canceled, like a concert due to rain, they call it off.
Okay, call off.
But if you decide not to go ahead with something you agree to, especially last minute, you back out, like backing out of a deal. There's a subtle difference.
Interesting nuance there. And finally, when we're ready to finish something up, like this discussion,
we wrap up.
Exactly. It's the perfect phrasal verb to end on. We need to wrap up this deep dive.
Perfect timing.
So, okay, let's just recap briefly. What does this all mean for you listening? We've gone through a whole bunch of phrasal verbs today, haven't we? From waking up to getting along to figuring things out to wrapping up. I think understanding these and maybe seeing the patterns, it really does boost your confidence. It makes your English just feel more real, more natural.
Absolutely. And the key thing really is practice. The more you notice them, the more you actively use them, the easier it gets. So don't just listen passively. Look for them, in songs, movies, whatever you're reading or watching. But the biggest step, actually trying one or two out in your own conversations, even if it feels a bit weird at first, that's how they stick. That's how they become yours.
Yeah, that active use is crucial. We've seen how these little pairs of words are just everywhere, right? And they often mean something quite different from the words themselves. So here's a little something for you to maybe mull over. Next time you're listening to some music or watching a show in English, try to catch one. What's one phrasal verb you think you'll hear and really get maybe for the first time now that we've kind of unpacked all this together?
Yeah, and maybe take it a step further. Beyond just recognizing them, this raises an important question for you. How are you going to start weaving one or two new ones into your own English this week? Which ones will you try to make your own, actually use in a real conversation? That's the real challenge and the real reward.